Hi. So I was actually going to go do some mirror work on myself, which is where well, I call it mirror work, where I talk to my inner children, or sometimes I go grab my polar bear and hold my. It depends on the mood, what needs to be done. So I'm like, well, I've done a lot of other shit on here, so why not try recording? Because I don't want to go stand in my bathroom and look in the mirror. Partly because my landlord I know they can hear everything, and I know they probably think I'm fucking psychotic already because of the conversations I have in my house, right? I talk to myself, I talk to spirit, I talk to other people who aren't there. I have a conversation with people. It's how I process. It's a new tool for me. So here's the thing. So I have been, doing the gummies and the weed and drinking socially. The weed stuff I do at home. I don't, if I'm going to have something to drink, I prefer to have social alcohol instead of in my home, because it's just alcohol for me. It has a negative connotation with, my upbringing, and quite honestly, it dehydrates me. It makes me tired. And the weed is, I can process and be creative. It has a different effect. For me, alcohol is more social, and I don't know why I'm explaining this. Maybe this is helpful to somebody. Not a clue how things unfold, although things are very synchronistic today. Anyways, yeah. So the thing of it is I've been doing the weed. I've been very unstructured. I mean, I went from like training, and, being married and having a certain structure. So I've allowed myself this time just to kind of fucking flow and be in the wind. And I mean, that's all great. And airy fairy comes to mind. I don't know why I love that phrasing, airy fairy. It's so cute. I think of little fairies flying around and, basking in the sun, and their little homes. Dragonflies came to mind. So anyways, I love whimsical and magical, playful imagination. I think I need to get in touch with my inner children more. I got out the coloring book, and perhaps I'm skirting around the reason why I fucking got on here, so I'm gonna get to it. Adult self needs to come through. I need to speak to whichever of my parts, my children, my babies of me need healing, because what's happening is I've gone so far from one end to the other that I need to bring balance, and I'm aware of this. I've been aware of this for a very long time, weeks, months, and it's kind of like, there needs to be an end point, because this, for me, the way that I'm trending, it's not that it's bad, but I can see, excuse me one second, I can see how it can continue to trend in this way, and then it's like, then I'm gonna get nothing done. And I've been very creative during this time, processed a lot, cried a lot, processed more. There's been many different things going on. Things are connected, things are not connected. It's been a really weird, fucked up time, and I'm telling you, I never in my life thought I would go through anything like I've gone through these last months, ever. So my babies, I love you so much, so much. I appreciate everything you have done for me so far. You helped me become a better me, and for that, there's eternal gratitude. There is nothing more unconditionally loving that one can do for another person, and to allow them to become and support, right? So my babies, I love you so much, and I appreciate what you've done for me, and allowing me to be still, and allowing me to be your adult, allowing me to let you run amok sometimes, right? Unhealthy eating habits, unhealthy everything's. But I've been self-discovering. It's this beautiful connection between all the parts of myself and all the people in my life, whether they've done me good, bad, or indifferent, or anywhere in between any of those things. There's There's a plethora of many. Um, so, these parts of myself, I honor them and I cherish them and I love them, and they're not going away. They're part of me, right? They're part of me. They will always be a part of me. But it's time for the adult to come forward and maybe lay some groundwork. And I've been doing little things along the line to kind of ramp up this kind of behavior and to kind of like set things in motion more on a healthy. It's kind of like the kid who ate all the Halloween candy. That's me right away, right? And it's just finding balance. I don't know why that came to mind, but yeah, maybe that little part of me came forward. And I don't remember doing that, but I will still eat chocolate and candy like that today. It's not as bad. Being single, it's not as bad, which is really interesting. But I'm gonna stay on track and keep talking to these parts of me. So I appreciate what you have done for me, and I know you'll still be with me, but it's time for me to kind of come in and nurture you and love you, because I'm going to nurture and love me, and God is going to nurture and love all of us. And if somebody comes into our life that can be healthy for all of us, right? Which I believe there is somebody out there for all of my babies and my adult self and all the parts of me that I have yet to discover. I mean, there's so many layers to the personality and to the soul and to life. Like, I am the most me that I have always been, but I know I'm not done growing. I mean, it pains me to say that just a fucking little bit, because I've done the most growth I think I have ever done in my life, and that's saying a lot. These last months, thanks to all the people involved. But it has been the most excruciatingly fucking painful, heartbreaking times of my life. And as equally as poetically beautiful and joyful. There's so many layers. It's so incredibly complex, and there are so many people involved. It's like, I don't know. I don't want to continue to process that part of it. So the different parts of me that have been up, my God, I get it. They're my defenses. They're my protectors. But it's so cool to be so self-aware, and I attribute that to all of the parts of me, the support I had along the way, my therapist, who will always be my therapist, no matter if I'm in therapy or not. She will always be one of my truest soul sisters. I love you so much, my dear. Yeah, we're connected. We are connected, and I'm so grateful. I love connections. Like, connections like that are incredible. Yeah. So thank you to my inner children for being my guides, for standing up for me when I didn't know how to stand up for myself. And thank you for letting me take over and love you the way that you deserve to be loved, the way that God loves us, and the way that somebody will one day love all of us. I believe that. So if you're out there, that was like a very personal moment. So if you're out there struggling with anything, and wondering, I don't know, that is exactly how I process shit that comes up in my life, is I speak to these parts, and I recognize them for what they've done, what they are. And it's kind of like people are kind of like that too. I used to really hang on to connections. I still have a bit of a hard time letting go connections. It depends on the connection. It depends on how it ends, how it moves, how it flows. There's different levels. Incredibly complex, right? But it's, hang on one second. I'm losing the thread to it. Incredibly complex relationships. So I guess, I don't know, if you're out there processing anything, I don't know, conversations like this is what I do. It's what helps me. to move through emotions. I haven't been crying as much as I had. Well, I mean, it does come and go, but I appreciate crying. Sometimes I cry, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'm angry, I'm feisty, I'm sexual. I'm all different kinds of ways, and I explore each avenue. Probably the anger, not to the anger is probably not to the degree that it could be felt. My wolf dragon is tame, so it's kind of like I don't want to unleash that on anybody ever, and for me to let it out, I do let out the steam of it in different ways. So that's so cool. I fucking love my fire dragon. I love my inner children, and I love you, and you deserve all the amazing things in life. Whether you've done good, bad, or everything indifferent, doesn't matter. You're still worthy of love and all goodness. Most importantly, you're worthy of self-love, with a clear heart, clear mind, a clear everything. Go be your best self and enjoy life.